From left, Brandon Randolph, Lesley, Garrison and Aaron Loux in Mark Morris's Little Britain, Andrea Mohin, The New York Times. To get to the theater where the Mark Morris Dance Group is performing this weekend. Next, on the top floor of the Mark Morris Dance Center in Brooklyn, you have to enter through what is essentially a neighborhood dancing school. The theater itself is little more than a large studio, which gives the performances the unfancy atmosphere of a school recital, with the important distinction that the guy in charge is one of the greatest choreographers in the world. This company can wow in opera houses, but performances at its home bring out some of its most valuable qualities. It's not just the intimacy, the chamber music closeness to the appealing dancers and the excellent musicians who are always part of a Morris experience. It's the ethos of the place, the liberating conviction that an unpretentious, egalitarian attitude is completely compatible with the highest standards of elite musicianship and art. Accordingly, it's appropriate that the two programs this season seem modest. The single official world premiere is technically a half premiere, and the other selections run mainly to small pieces and pieces made up of many small parts. The modesty is deceptive though, for these same two programs encompass a nearly new knockout, a major revival and the kind of career-spanning variety that other companies save for big anniversary events. Aaron Loux and Sam Black in Numerator, a dance for six men set to Lou Harrison's varied trio. Andrea Mohin, The New York Times program made to commemorate a centennial, that of the composer Lou Harrison. First performed at Tanglewood last summer, it gathers 4 of the 7 works that Mr. Morris has made to music by Harrison, with whom he shares, among other qualities, a West Coast openness to influences from across the Pacific. Numerator, the New York premiere on the bill, is a winner. Set to Harrison's varied trio, it's a dance for 6 men. They start on their stomachs, rising to all fours and then to their feet in a kind of animation of the ascensive man. It's an idea that Mr. Morris has used before, but here it's woven into a male dance that's as delicate as cherry blossoms, and robust as a storm. In the best Morris fashion, its close fidelity to the music is at once underlined and transcended with inspired, where did that come from imagery. Danced in long skirts, Pacific 1995 gorgeously captures the motion of the not-so-Pacific Ocean. But Mr. Morris created it for San Francisco Ballet, and with its hints of ballet hierarchy, it looks a little foreign on his troupe. The classic Grand Duo, 1993, is in its native tongue, with ensemble work that has the primitive ritual mystery and force of the Rite of Spring, but nevertheless retains a disarming aspect of the hokey-pokey. Lesley, Garrison in Serenade, on the Lou Harrison program. Andrea Mohin, The New York Times program B is more miscellaneous. The second half of Little Britain, the premiere, was first shown at last year's Fall for Dance Festival. Then it was a solo for the Apollonian ballet star David Hallberg that wittily played with the shortness of each of Britten's 12 variations for piano and against an expectation of virtuosity. Mr. Morris has transformed it into a trio and added an opening to Britten's 5 waltzes. Through a sort of reverse engineering, it all holds together, and what started as a piece for and about a particular performer has become a funny, beautiful work for the company. Morris's most absurd works, like Pas de Poisson, 1990, revived here, with its tossing of fake fish, are constructions almost impersonal in their concern with form. But casting does matter, and it was momentous for Dallas McMurray to be the first person other than Mr. Morris to perform Mr. Morris's role in this season's major revival, the 1985 duet, One Charming Night, a famous piece of early provocation, not seen since 1998. It portrays the sexual seduction of a willing young girl by a vampire, all within a precise response to Purcell songs, some religious, for harpsichord, cello and countertenor. I never saw Mr. Morris in the part, but I felt that the baby-faced Mr. McMurray, looking like Eddie Munster, and the avid Sarah Harmon gave me access to the thrilling audacity and brilliance of Mr. Morris back then. Lately, Mr. Morris has been talking about what will happen after he's gone. But seeing him in From Old Seville 2001, moving his portly body in the kind of Spanish steps he first learned as a kid in dancing school in Seattle, I wasn't thinking about the future or the past. I was grateful for the present. Mark Morris Dance Group through May 6th at the Mark Morris Dance Center, Brooklyn, markmorrisdancegroup.org. A version of this review appears in print on April 28, 2018, on page C5 of the New York edition with the headline, Egalitarian Ethos and Top-Class Art.